lawyer ni a wono ejinam ediama owura kwabena edu Boahen lawyer Samuel Atta sorry bo court na mane se osre court na enra wakwako file application and as a motion was Supreme Court to prohibit the judge. The motion ni nyina etwe say wako Supreme Court akobo Supreme Court amane say otemafo awodi asem no yemfa taabo bi ento ne so na eninti osre court ni se be ya anka oma omudate fofo yentu asem ne nheda na wotwe ebesim ye kasa asem ni Supreme Court wie na ohu ni nyina so a yasan aba ne court dem ho eno oba apani a wono efi attorney general so ye baaye eye esi yanka eka che court ni se da bi ohu mre bi a kire se court no entwentwen asem ne so ekoye konabra eni obi beka se heated argument pa ewo court dem a eno na lawyer Samuel Atta eni na lawyer fo eka ne hu nyina ekobe enum ensia no wo nyina sorry esesa wo niema ebo court na mane se court no anje na application na ntum na court entu asem ne nheda ese omon konsan radia eni ontiment na ase yendi asem no into asesa ne niema nyina APF court.
As to why the judge is in an ambulance mood to continue the case and cannot wait for the Supreme Court for 1 week. I have left the court. Well, my client is there. I know he can't do any legal work for himself, but they should be glad that the lawyers are saying
Abusia Emrada na 23rd of October 2025 na Abusia Penny Beshe Accra High Court na enye asem ketwa kwa se action film echa Accra High Court na echa ne se eno ewo sinimu na we no ewo Accra High Court. Abusia lawyer Atta wono ena lawyer ni awo gyina mu ede ama yenua Edu Boahen abra na wono ena ye NSB boss no na Abusia enra wo kopie mu ewo court na enye asem ketwa ema Atta ene ne team ni nyina STG workout e free court dem ho a womuja Edu Boahen wo ho se ne be ya wono a entwitwa engine ho emunchiremu na mede eba beso message so mi subscribe button so ya kai so de be wono ebe ka ho se ne be na upload ni to mpe woni first person ya wonsa ebidi kan kan ebusia se ya body era yensem nim de ene Edu Boahen case no ya ade a eye Ghana fo yenim sem de da be e fi se attorney general eba be press conference e wo monten so na wo de che entremu eba ye e kwan ye fa so a Edu Boahen kwa wo mo che no ene enema na attorney general no e kire se Edu Boahen e use ne office ya na eye NSB no de abo wo man no kro no anasika wo ka ho asem na eye 49 million Ghana cedis so wo de $dollars me be around $7 million ho asem ena busia ye kan na enra ena asem no ekopie mu e wo court na lawyer Atta wono ena eye lawyer ni a wogina mu e de ama Edu Boahen ono ekopie wo bi enyo no kwa oni ne team ni nyina afei Edu Boahen na kasa so ekopie mu e wo court wo na busia ebra edru se wo mo eba be kire wo mu se mana so bo wo nkro no ena lawyer Atta e kire se wa filing motion bi e wo Supreme Court ntike be ya judge penny a wote asem no so won twen be na wotwe na Supreme Court fendi sa asem no enwie na nyomudi asem no wie bua wi a na afi wo mogu be Supreme Court e de sa asem no be fa ansa no matimi aba Accra High Court na waba bidi sa ensem no eno na judge ni e kire se da bi wontimi entwen sa na wotwe no ma Supreme Court ni nsem ni wi nti no a wotim se judge e wa Accra High Court no ho kwan se wotimi edi asem tani asem no wombema no atwas lebusia eno ekoye anobaba kakra e wo court dem ho na enya asem ketu akra e ho na Atta se ne wo ka no enya ade a judge ni ebetie dia ne wo no so wontimi entina Accra High Court na woni asem tene se me no ka say oh na wasesa ne nema nyina e de bo ne bo na lawyer fo ka ho nyina so edi na chi a wo mo eja Edu Boahen e wo Accra High Court se wo no nko a enyina mu na woni na asem abusia ne ekosi wo court dem ho no na amabra ko edi mu enchemu eba
Accra High Court ni ene former National Signals Bureau eye ora kwabena Edu Boahen ene ne yere ebepie mu ewo court ha biom de na edu so ni say the second witness edema aban no eye bekasa attorney general aso eye adansi ni otoso mienu ene ne na ese otena adakem no oboni nkro ne bra court no efre asem na ape ena lawyer ni a wono eginam ede ama ora kwabena Edu Boahen lawyer Samuel Atta sorry bo court na mane ese osre court na enra wakwako file application and as a motion was Supreme Court to prohibit the judge. The motion ni nyina etwe say wako Supreme Court akobo Supreme Court amane say otemafo awodi asem no yemfa taabo bi ento ne so na eninti osre court ni se be ya anka oma omudate fofo yentu asem ne nheda na wotwe ebesim no ye kasa asem no Supreme Court wie na ohu ni nyina so a yasan aba ne court dem ho eno oba apani a wono if you attorney general so ye bae esi yanka eka che court ne se da bi onhu mmere bi a e kire se court no entwentwen asem ne so ekoye konabra ene obi beka se heated argument pa e wo court dem a ekowie ase no otemuafo John Nyadu Nyante ade ne ruling by the ruling no de by Nyante ogitum se asem no entoaso eniti omakwan ese ori asam atachia ne prohibition wa filing e Supreme Court no obo ato atwene nemum asem ne ntoaso e na court ne frɛ se onipa oye dance ni otoso mienu a yesusu se no so eye adwuma e wo National Signals Bureau wono eye finance director no omra metina dakem no mfa ne nchietwemu emra eno na lawyer Samuel Atachia ene na lawyer fo e ka ne hu nyina ekobe enum ensia no wo nyina sorry esesa wo niema ebo court na mane se court no anje na application na ntum na court entu asem na enhyeda ese omunkonsan mradia ene ontiment na ese yendi asem no into asesa ne niema nyina EPF court wa ye beka se lawyer ni a wo ginam edi ama ora kwabena Boahen abandano ebra court no ekase ye nto asem ne so enam sa yeso motemuafo ekase ne tie bia asem ne beto aso na ebra attorney general so ye efi ase se wo mu etoto maame na no na asem no questions bia obi aye bisa no eno na ora kwabena Boahen original ye e wo court wo sre court ne se wono ontebel wonim hwe efa emra ho enti se court kra bibi kwachewa ontimi misa question ontimi nye bibi enti osre court ni se beye ya anka wontu nhyeda na one na lawyer fo ne nkokasa na so temuafo John Nyadu Nyante ka kire ni se wono ena woni sika wono ena frɛ wom eso mmeye na lawyer fo enti se bibi koso na enye ya esanso no na employ wom ti obetimi afaya wom court ne man sema beduasa ese anka beye ya onfrɛ na lawyer fo no ne wom nkasa so mbeba na asem ni die no atoaso a na so sema duasa ne echi no eyade a lawyer Samuel Atachia wa mepiem e wo court o eno enenam so ema oba pani a wono esi yanka wo fi attorney general so ye enso sele court ne se ebe ya yentu asem no enhyeda enam sa ye so court no etu asem na hye October ya ye woman ne da etoso aduru no enwotwe se ye nkomra na bra ye pie ye no Kofi TV ye ne lawyer Samuel Atachia edi nkomo bisa nientia the clients at the court them now sorry eja omo in some say and the two eja
In the court since 9 o'clock as scheduled by the judge. We didn't see the face of the attorney general. Other cases were being adjourned. We were waiting until all the cases were cleared, giving an impression that look, this case is what matters to the judge the most. Now, yesterday I filed a motion for prohibition in the Supreme Court, saying that we are not comfortable that this judge will give us justice. I brought it to the attention of the judge. I also raised an issue that we should adjourn the case and abide the outcome of the application in the Supreme Court. The case is just next week in the Supreme Court. The judge is saying no, he won't grant us the adjournment and that he is ready to continue the case. As to why the judge is in an ambulance mood to continue the case and cannot wait for the Supreme Court for 1 week, the list match to be designed. And I'm caught between the rock and the hard place. How? The ambivalence that you want to disqualify a judge from hearing the case and you sitting to continue the case. I cannot answer in the Supreme Court, so I need to leave the chamber and then leave him to do what he wants to do best. That's why I've left the court. Well, my client is there. I know he can't do any legal work for himself, but they should be glad that the lawyers are saying that they can't continue with the case. They could have also gone out of the court, but they are accused persons because they agree with me. But because they are accused persons, they can't get out of the court. That's why they are there. Because they are accused, but not that they endorse what the judge did.
If you go to the Supreme Court, you are not preempting, and the Supreme Court sends you back to the High Court, how will your appeal be?
Well, let's leave it to the Supreme Court. I don't want to play clairvoyance, but I think we have a good case for the Supreme Court to consider. That's what we are doing. We don't know what the Supreme Court will do, and you don't want to play lottery with this very sensitive case. What discretion is on this matter, in which there is an old authority, the Supreme Court has departed from the authority, and the Supreme Court in 2020 is asserting that when there is a pending application for prohibition, and the lawyer tells the judge looking after the affairs of the case that, look, adjourn the case and let's wait for the Supreme Court to determine the matter. And if the judge should not do that, it implies that the judge is biased. If you see the Supreme Court decision and don't want to respect it, I can't force him to obey the Supreme Court, which is at the summit of the justice delivery system. I think we'll have a day in the Supreme Court.
Entabusia senior nsɛm nyinaa esi kɔɛ ɛne ne nnura akɔpie mu ɛwɔ Accra High Court ɛna yakɔ akusi aban mɛsrɛ sɛ wɔde wadwenkyerɛ ebegya comment section hɔ ɛde ama me na afei wɔmi asasraba tim no so ɛyɛ too much egya yakai sɛ wɔde bɛ wɔne bɛka ho sɛ ne bɛ na upload bi to mo apepro na phone abɔ wɔn kae wɔtumi ho sɛ ne nsɛm no ne nyinaa esisie all the social media handles so hɔ a ɛyɛ too much gh o subscribe no like no wa share na afoforo so ɛnyɛ bi ahwɛ bidin ɛde dark gold ɛbusia ɛbɛsɛ ɛhyia.